All right. What's up, guys? Think we're all here. Think we're all good. Let's just go ahead and rip a slip right here. 10 minutes before college basketball. Hope everyone's cool with that. Let's get right into it, and then we can answer some questions. Hope everyone's having a good Saturday so far. Let me see. Let's go ahead to we're gonna start on underdog. All right, we're gonna try and get an underdog slip in real quick for college basketball since we got 10 minutes. Okay, we're just gonna do an all college basketball slip. How about that? See if there's enough value for it. What up, guys? What up? What up? What up? All right, let's get a slip in real quick. Okay, college basketball. First leg, we're gonna take Nate Ament on Tennessee under 1.5 3-pointers made. Then we are going to go over to the Texas game and take Dalen Swain over 7.5 rebounds. All right, third leg, let's go take Tucker DeVries over 12.5 points on Indiana. Then we're going to go take Tahad Pettiford on Auburn over 1.5 threes. And then our fifth leg, we're going to go take Darren Peterson on the Kansas Jayhawks under 2.5 3-pointers. And then finally, let's go take Jacoby Gillespie on Tennessee under 2.5 3-pointers. Do we really want to take two guys under threes? I don't know if I like that or not. Let me think here. Screw it. Let's run that. That's fine. All right, flex that. Half a unit on it, okay? That'll be a nice little college basketball, all college basketball slip. Start off stream. You got about 10 minutes to get that in. Okay? And if anyone's brand new to stream, that's quite a way to kick off the stream, I will say. However, let this time that we're live here be an hour or so for you guys to ask questions and learn something new, okay? So don't be afraid to ask questions. I'll do my best to answer them. Anyways, if you did not get that in already, I'm going to go ahead and repeat that. This is on Underdog, okay? In Underdog, 25x is a 6-pick flex here, okay? First leg, we are taking Nate Ament under 1.5 threes for Tennessee. Also on the same team, we're taking Jacoby Gillespie under 2.5 3-pointers made. We have Darren Peterson under 2.5 3-pointers made. Tahad Pettiford on Auburn over 1.5 3-pointers made. We've got Tucker DeVries over 12.5 points, and then Dalen Swain over 7.5 rebounds. That is an 8.78% positive EV slip. Cool. Plays in the Rockets game. We'll take a look at that. When does that one start? Do we have? I assume we have some. Okay, we've got some 3 o'clock games, so we got a few hours to that. By the way, I did not post this, right? I just posted the golf prop that I posted on Twitter, okay? If you guys want to understand why I'm taking this, okay? Why we're taking, for anyone who is not following golf, this is the current leader right now going into the 3rd round. So people might say, okay, why are we taking the over 2.5 bogeys or worse, okay? It has nothing to do with how I think he's going to play today. It has nothing to do with him being due to have bogeys. It has nothing to do with even the weather, even though the line might be this way because of the weather. I have no idea. I haven't checked anything. All I checked was I pulled up DraftKings, okay? I pulled up DraftKings and I looked and I said, okay, they finished up round 2 this morning because it got suspended last night. So I go over here, I say, all right, let's check the Phoenix Open, okay? I'm going to trust the sports books because they know better than I do, all right? So I go over to the round, I go check bogeys or worse, all right? Now this line has moved slightly. Look at the odds on this. We have double-sided odds here. When I posted that prop, it was minus 192, okay? Minus 192 on Prize Picks is good in whatever slip type you want, right? Minus 190 at the moment. We can go ahead and add that to a slip that we put in. We can do a 3-pick power, a 2-pick power, literally whatever you guys want, as long as there's enough value on the other side as well. I didn't post a slip yet to the Discord with that prop, just because I was trying to put it with other PGA props, and whenever you do that, it gets a little bit messy, just because of the way the correlation works. So let me go over to Prize Picks real quick. And then we can try and craft a slip with that exact prop. But minus 190 is insane. What I'm assuming happened, right, is that Prize Picks also has people that makes lines. So like they have somebody who is hired for specifically making the PGA lines. Now, they typically will adjust those based off of what the sportsbooks have, but DraftKings didn't put these odds up until very recent, because when they were finishing up round 2 this morning at, an hour ago, these lines weren't up. So these just got put up. So if we were to go over to that bogeys or worse here, that's still available. Another one that I saw that had a lot of value, I believe, was it was birdies or better for I want to say it was Sam Stevens. Let me check. Sam Stevens was at 4.5 right here, and I believe his odds were pretty significant as well. But again, it was also it was positively correlated, which shifted our payout. So yeah, you guys can see here, Sam Stevens is minus 160 for under 4.5 birdies or better. But if we were to try to put those two together, it'll shift our payout. Okay. This is my first stream. Do you link plays or not? All right. First off, I appreciate you being here. Glad you are willing to spend your Saturday morning with me here. The links that I post are going directly to the Discord. So if you're brand new here, you might not know exactly how the Discord works. The Discord is free to join, okay? Any slips that are promo slips or discounts or profit boosts, all of those get posted for everyone. Free members, paid members, Twitter. Get posted everywhere, okay? Those are typically the plays that I like to post for free because some of you guys don't have large bankrolls, and it's nice for you to have those, available to you if you want to tail them and make money that way. However, if you're part of the Dub Club, which is the paid side of it, okay, those links all get sent out for every single play that I take. No matter if it's built on stream, off stream, all those get right to the Dub Club, which is linked to the Discord, and those are where the links go. Okay, so I don't drop links directly in the stream. However, I do have the screen up for you guys to tail alongside with me. So if you're somebody who's watching right now, I would suggest either, if you're watching on a desktop, I would have the stream up and then Prize Picks or whatever app we're on. If you're watching on your phone right now, I would sit down at a computer, have your phone up with the stream on, and then put it on the computer, or vice versa, whatever you're comfortable with. Okay. So since we don't have a slip in for this just yet, I do want to try and craft something. Okay. So it depends on how much they're actually going to shift our payout. For me, I would like to have Sam Stevens in here for under 4.5 birdies or better. And I would like to have the over 2.5 bogeys or better for, is it Rio or Rio? We want the over 2.5 bogeys or worse. Okay. Now, obviously right there, you can see that those are shifted, right? The 2.6x payout. We don't really want that. So we can try and work these into like a 5-pick flex and see if we're still able to get a 10x payout. If not, I'd probably just focus on keeping Rio in and then keep Sam Stevens out for maybe another slip. Okay. We're on a cold streak here on Underdog. Yeah, we're having a little bit of just, it's variance, guys. Sometimes we'll go on a cold streak. Sometimes we'll go on a hot streak. I believe I want to say it was last month Underdog was treating us well. I don't know. The 25x usually pay out real nice on those days. Let's see. I'm trying to catch up with chat. Can we do a bankroll builder on better today? I'd have to see what they have over there. If I am on the premium Discord, am I getting the same thing as the Dub Club? Yes. Yeah. They're linked. So whenever you sign up for Dub Club, it'll tell you to go to the Discord. And then once you're in the Discord, you go to the Getting Started channel and you would link them. So that way you get access to the rest of the channels. Okay. If you're watching right now on TikTok, please go follow my main account. We are currently banned from going live at the moment, but we should be able to go live tomorrow. You guys want a live stream tomorrow for the Super Bowl? I feel like a lot of people are going to be busy, but it's worth asking. All right, so let's try to get a Prize Picks slip in. I've got to take out college basketball because I can't play that on Prize Picks here in Florida. Let's get our data points in here. Probably just going to avoid taking esports as well. All right, let's see. Can we get 3 good props to go in here and just have an insane 5-pick flex? Because that would be very ideal. Yeah, we're gonna do NBA prize picks. Even if it's a shorter stream. Okay. We'll take a look. I mean, I really, honestly, outside of like the DFS plays, I have like nothing for the Super Bowl yet. But tomorrow, I'm probably gonna just tail some sharp money. See where the sharp money's coming in. You guys will probably know that already, but sharp money typically comes in later. Obviously, why we see a lot of fluctuation close to game time when it comes to NBA. Same thing for the Super Bowl. All right, let's go with, let me think here. First leg. There's a lot of value in this. Let's go over to first quarter points for NBA. First quarter points, we're going to go take Paolo Banchero under 5.5 first quarter points. Where are you at? There we go. Banchero under 5.5 points. And you guys see how there's still that payout shift here because of the correlation. We're going to see if we can get rid of it, though. Let's go back to NBA. Let's go take Lauri Markkanen under 27.5 points and rebounds. You guys can see that there's still a slight shift there. It's not bad. 9.75. It's a slight shift. Let me see if we can get a full 10x though. If we go here and take De'Anthony Melton. De'Anthony Melton under 22.5 PRA. All right, so you guys notice here how instead of a 10x, it would be a 8x. We obviously don't want that. Okay, so what we're going to do is I'm going to take out Sam Stevens. We're going to keep Rio in here. Rio, whatever you call it. I don't know. Over 2.5 bogeys or worse. Banchero under 5.5 points for the first quarter. Lauri Markkanen under 27.5 points and rebounds. De'Anthony Melton under 22.5 PRA. And then finally, let's go ahead and add Coulibaly over 4 rebounds. Okay. There's that 10x payout that we're looking for. Go ahead and put a half unit on that. 10x on prize picks. This is a flex play. And I'm going to have to go ahead and edit this later. Get this sent out to you guys. All right, so just like that. That's our slip. Go ahead and get that in if you have not done so already. And let me know if anything bumps so I can give you guys a replacement. All right, that's going out to the Discord. Oh, I wanted to talk about something. Thankfully, I just remembered because the past 2 streams I was supposed to mention it and I didn't. Had some questions about this, so I was going to talk about it. Give me a second here. Let me go ahead and add these. Coulibaly, Paolo, and then I'll just change this and add that later. Okay. So, let me talk about something real quick. Some of you guys have already heard of this. Some of you guys are completely oblivious to it, okay? So, similar to Novig and ProfitX, these exchange markets, okay? You guys have probably heard of Polymarket and Kalshi, okay? I had a couple questions about Kalshi because the other day I made a tweet and let me see if I can pull it up. I don't know if I can pull it up immediately. It was kind of joking in a way, but also like serious. Yeah, I said new bankroll building strategy just dropped. Take positive EV plays on Kalshi and immediately sell the contracts for a profit, okay? Some people have no clue what that means, okay? The way that Kalshi operates is that similar to stocks, you're essentially buying contracts, but in the same way, it's also considered just like, you know, I can't say the B word or the G word. Let me just go to the website and show you guys, okay? If you're already on Kalshi, you already know what I'm talking about, okay? But like here, let's look at this, okay? So I've got a little plugin here that allows me to change the percentages or the cents to the actual American odds because it's a little bit easier for me to read. But like for some of you guys who don't have this, you would see like 53 cents or like you can take this contract at 56 cents, right? And you can do all sorts of stuff, politics, sports, culture, crypto, all that stuff, right? So for instance, let's just go to basketball today, right? Let's take a look at the, let's go to NBA here. Right, so let's just look at this, the Washington versus Brooklyn game, right? So you guys see how those just changed to American odds, right? If I were to take off the, I don't know how to take it off. If I were to take off the little extension that I have, these would all show up converted into cents. So essentially, like, you would have this one that you can take at 66 cents, right? And then if it hits, then you get paid out like the full dollar, right? So you're taking it's essentially just like a sports book. So the way that I said the tweet that some people were trying to figure out what I meant by, if you were to take a positive EV play on a sports book, right? Let's say you're on DraftKings, okay? And you take Brooklyn money line, right? And you're able to get it in at, let's say, minus 180, okay? Sometimes you would be able to cash out that prop, okay? Now, sometimes the cash out offers suck because if they realize that you have good value, they're obviously going to try and, make sure that you can cash out and not, cash your bet fully. And the reason I was saying that about Kalshi is that with these being traded live peer-to-peer, sometimes there are delays, okay? So if I were to pull up the positive EV tool with OddsJam, I can see, hey, this line is lower than where it should be, okay? So if I were to go to Kalshi and take contracts at that position, okay, and then wait for the rest of it to kind of catch up in a sense. So like, for example, this one, we're obviously pre-match, but let's just say Brooklyn was right here available at minus 170, right? Let's say that those are what the contracts were available for. And I went ahead and bought a position at minus 170, and then it caught up with the rest of the market and moved to this minus 228 line. If I wanted to, I could then resell or essentially cash out so that somebody else could take my position at a higher price. So instead of me being able to, buy in at minus 170, I could then sell it for somebody who wants to buy in at minus 210. And then there's a profit there to be made for myself. Now, the reason why I say it's kind of a joke is because obviously if you get a good positive EV play in, then you should just go ahead and just ride it all the way. The reason I said it though was actually in the context of arbitrage, okay? So the reason that I say that in terms of arbitrage is with an arbitrage play, you have two different prices on two different platforms that have a middle ground, right? An area for you to make a profit no matter which side hits. Now, the reason why I believe that Kalshi is great for arbitrage is, let's say that you're always supposed to take the positive EV side of the arbitrage first, because if it bumps, then you just move on to the next one, right? And if you can't get that other side in, then at least you have that positive EV play. So the reason why I said that is because if you were to have an arbitrage opportunity, right, and that positive EV side was Kalshi, you could technically get the positive EV side, and then if for whatever reason the other side were to change in the opposite direction to ruin your arbitrage opportunity, you could then just sell your shares on Kalshi and make a profit. So that was the context there. And hopefully whoever asked the question is in the stream right now and has a little bit of a clearer idea of what I meant when I said that, okay? All right, let's move on to the next slip here. Let's just keep chugging along. Let me look on, I want to kind of keep up with our sleeper slip that we have for college basketball. I don't know who all tailed that, but I know we have some props that should be underway just now. Yeah, so Brazil's at 1 rebound, and then the other one we had was that Perkins prop over 15.5 points, but that just started as well. So I'll keep an eye on it, keep us all updated. None of my funds from Sleeper are withdrawable because of the boost. So how does that work? A lot of people have been asking about that. I believe that, withdrawable funds, so with the profit boost, the profit boost itself gets paid out in promo funds. So then you would just play through your promo funds. I'm an affiliate for Sleeper. I don't work for Sleeper. So it's probably something you would want to take up with the support team to get a little bit of a better idea of how that all works. All right, so I'm assuming we all want to stick with Prize Picks for now, so that's fine. We'll keep ripping some slips here. I'm gonna add an extra data point to this, and then I'm gonna take out CS2 or esports. Okay. All right, let's go ahead and just start another slip here. So first leg we're going to grab is going to be Markkanen over 5 rebounds. You guys can see that the line is at 5.5 everywhere. All right, second leg, let's go ahead and take Donovan Clingan over 25.5 points and rebounds. Wherever it's at, 25.5 points and rebounds. Okay, then we're going to go take Wendell Carter Jr. under 10 rebounds and assists. Okay, obviously can be considered correlated with the Markkanen prop. We're going to go take Zach LaVine under 21.5 PRA. We're also going to take Donovan Mitchell for over 33.5 points and assists. Looks like we have a Donovan Mitchell discount. We're going to take Donovan Mitchell over 33.5 points and assists, and that's going to complete a 5-pick flex on Prize Picks. Okay? Cool. So once again, 5-pick flex on Prize Picks. Pays out 10x our money. First leg there, we are taking Lauri Markkanen over 5 rebounds. And then in that same game, we are also taking Wendell Carter Jr. under 10 rebounds and assists. We have Donovan Clingan over 25.5 points and rebounds. We've got Zach LaVine under 21.5 PRA, and then Donovan Mitchell over 33.5 points and assists. Totally forgot to talk about our crazy sleeper cash last night. I don't know who all tailed that. By the way, that slip that we just got in is a 10.65% positive EV play. Beautiful value there. Perkins just pulled up from 3, so he's at 3 now. The game just started, so it's all right. No need to freak out or anything. Let me see here. Let's see. Anyways, the sleeper slip that we cashed last night. I don't know how many people tailed this yesterday, but quite a crazy cash, I will say. So we had a 3-leg yesterday that we used for the NBA boost. Okay, Jaylen Brown under 7.5 rebounds. John Collins hit a 3-pointer, and then Clifford over 1.5 assists. Okay, I'm watching this game. It's the fourth quarter. I'm pretty much about to go to bed. Clifford's at 1 assist. John Collins has not attempted a 3-pointer all night. 2 minutes left in the game. I'm literally like, my mouse is practically hovering over my shutdown button on the computer. Clifford is still somehow in, which, by the way, this is one of those things where it's like, why? The Clifford prop was a sharp money prop. Why was Clifford in at this point? Literally have no idea. He was not a starter. There's 2 minutes left in a game that is a less than 10-point game. Clifford's still in there. We obviously tailed the sharp money. Clifford dishes it out to Plowden for a 3, and I'm like, oh my gosh, Clifford just cashed assist. Wow, what are the odds that John Collins finally takes a 3-point shot? The very next play, not even 20 seconds after that, Clippers are going down the court. Collins gets the ball, pulls up from 3 for the first time, right? He could have easily bricked the shot, ends up going 1 for 1 from 3, and that was just a beautiful sequence to end the night, and we cashed the the sleeper boost. So hopefully we can do something like that today with the college basketball boost, but that was amazing. I mean, I just couldn't believe it. I'm not usually one to sweat a slip like that, but that was a pretty crazy sequence. So yeah, Discord was going crazy because like everyone's sitting there just like, oh, it's chalked, you know. Which, by the way, Jaylen Brown was a sweat for no reason. I don't know why the Heat freaking blew a 22-point lead, but whatever. Anyways, let's go ahead and get into another slip. Let me add that Sam Stevens prop, by the way. I want to make sure I don't forget that. What was it, the under? The under or the over for birdies are better? Sam Stevens, where are you at? Under 4.5. Yeah, that's minus 162. That line should not be there. Okay. Under 4.5. Woke up to green, great feeling. Awesome, dude. Yeah, that always is the best feeling. Typically, I'll get that feeling after esports. If I have like an overnight sweat, or like when we used to do Korean baseball, we'd wake up to just all green. All right, first leg, we're taking that Sam Stevens prop here, under 4.5 birdies or better. Let's go ahead and take Ace Bailey, under 17.5 points and rebounds. Let's take Koulibaly, under 16.5 points and rebounds. Let's take Isaiah Joe, under 14.5 rebounds and points and rebounds at 14.5. Where are you at? Oh, there he is. Under 14.5 points and rebounds. And then let's finally take Devin Booker, over 8.5 rebounds and assists. Okay. Half a unit on that, 5-pick flex. What do you recommend for an app right now to take advantage of the sign-up bonus? Ooh, I don't keep track of the sign-up bonuses. I would say if you're not already on Better, I would get on Better. And if you're already on Better, I would get on Novig. Let me know if you're on those two apps. You can use code Trident to sign up for either of those. I know for Better, you'll get free Better Bucks, which are nice. I believe Novig has a sign-up bonus. I'm not 100% sure, but since I have a promo code with them, I would assume that there is a sign-up bonus. So once again, that's going to be a Prize Picks 10x play. We've got Isaiah Joe, under 14.5 points and rebounds. Koulibaly, under 16.5 points and rebounds. Devin Booker, over 8.5 rebounds and assists. Ace Bailey, under 17.5 points and rebounds. And then Sam Stevens for a PGA prop. We've got Sam Stevens, under 4.5 birdies or better. Okay. Novig's not available for you. Yeah, you always want to make sure what you have available, and I always tell people this, but like, get on as many apps as you possibly can, okay? Because not all of these apps have the same exact value, and you're missing out on a lot of value if you're just, being stubborn on one app. So, all right, Perkins is still at 3 points. He is currently 1 for 3. Brazil's at 1 rebound still, 8 minutes in. That's not great. He's shooting a lot. He's got a couple blocks already. It's not a great start. Which one do I think out of those two? I would prefer Better between those. Get yourself some Better Bucks. I deleted my Prize Picks account. No way of getting it back. I don't know, Kobe. You'd have to ask support. I'm not sure. It all came to... What? It all came together last minute. What do you mean? Yeah, we'll look at Pick 6. How much for the premium? I've been giving out crazy promos for premium. If you guys want, I can just drop a free link. The way that I view it, guys, is this, okay? The way that you guys have been showing love on the streams, right? And if I keep doing live streams and you guys keep showing up, then I can show the love back, okay? So I can keep dropping free links, all right? It looks like you're watching over on Twitter or X. The free link should be up still, I believe, on my page. I can retweet it though. It's this right here. Right here. Here we go. If you're on Twitter, I just reposted. All right, free link. If you're watching on TikTok or YouTube or something, I can drop it in the chat if you guys want. For now, let's go ahead and just build another slip. We'll see if people want it. All right, first leg, let's go take Austin Reeves. Over 27.5 points and rebounds. All right, Austin Reeves over 27.5. Let's go take Donovan Mitchell. Let's just throw in the discount. I know people want the slip. Okay, let's just toss in Donovan Mitchell over 21.5 points. The over 27.5 is also positive EV, so this is a great promo right now. I would take that. So we're adding the discount in here. Over 21.5 for Donovan Mitchell. Let's go take Ace Bailey, under 15.5 points and assists. All right. What did we just take for Bailey, by the way? Let me check that real quick. What did we take? Is it better to place slips when the lineups come out? For what sport? Ace Bailey we just took for under 17.5. Okay, so yeah, Ace Bailey under 15.5 points and assists Then let's go take James Harden for over 12 rebounds and assists. And then finally, let's add an NFL prop here. Milton Williams over 2.5 tackles and assists. Okay. So if you've already used the Donovan Mitchell promo, you're in luck because you can just take his normal points line. All right. Austin Reeves over 27.5 points and rebounds. Donovan Mitchell over points. Ace Bailey under 15.5 points and assists. James Harden over 12 rebounds and assists. And then Milton Williams over 2.5 tackles and assists. Akshay Bhatia under birdies. Let me check it out. I was looking earlier. There were a ton. Like there were a lot of good props. And like when I say good, I'm talking about like within that threshold of like minus 138, minus 140, you know? Things that can be like good in a 5-pick flex. But the one that I posted was like insane. Let me check this out. Bhatia, I assume that, yeah, 4.5. How favored is that under? I think the only person who was over 4.5 favored was Xander Schauffele. Bhatia, oh yeah, minus 170. That's a great prop. Let's go ahead and add that for our next slip. So Akshay Bhatia under 4.5 birdies or better. I'm assuming the conditions are like weird today, like it's windy. I haven't checked obviously because I don't really, you know, I don't need to if I'm just trusting the sports books, but a lot of these guys are favored under their 4.5 birdies or better line. I mean, I could probably just lock in a couple of these on every slip. All right, let's go ahead and start building another slip out. We'll look at pick 6 in a little bit. All right. Oh, I didn't even log the slip that we just got in. Whoops. Reeves, Harden, boom, boom. And then get that. All right. So first leg we have here is going to be Bhatia, PGA prop under 4.5 birdies or better. All right. Second leg. Let's see. Perkins is at 5. Dude, Brazil net better freaking start. Getting some boards, dude. Over 6.5. And this dude's got 1 board right now. All right. I'm not going to triple down on Ace Bailey, but the books think he's going under on all of these lines. First leg, we've got Bhatia, under 4.5 birdies or better. Then we're going to take Jamal Murray, over 36.5 PRA. All right. Then we're going to go take Jeremy Grant. Am I saying that right? Because that does not look like Jeremy. Is it Jerami? That sounds wrong. Jeremy Grant, Portland Trailblazers, over 22.5 PRA. Nick Claxton. Okay, Claxton under 7.5 rebounds. And then finally, we're taking Royce O'Neal over PRA at 16.5. Cool. 5-pick flex. Bang. Half a unit on that. My comments submit 5 minutes later. Like, what is this? Oh, from the sleeper lay. All right, once again, we've got Bhatia under 4.5 birdies or better. Jamal Murray over 36.5 PRA. Jeremy Grant over 22.5 PRA. Nick Claxton under 7.5 rebounds. And then Royce O'Neal over 16.5 PRA. Lots of prize picks value today, guys. Lots of prize picks value. Okay, let me talk about something real quick. I just totally forgot about this. I wanted to mention. This is going to be extremely beneficial if you are in the Dub Club, I will say, okay? If you're in the Dub Club and you have your notifications on, this will quite literally probably make you hundreds of dollars, if not thousands, over however long this actually lasts. I don't understand how this is profitable in any way, probably because of the casuals, right? But even then, this is still insane. I saw a post last night, okay? Underdog is launching a new thing called Squad Boosts, okay? Squad boosts. The way that this works, all right, is that if I were to make picks on Underdog and send them out to the Dub Club, you guys click the link, copy the entry, okay? Up to 10 people, so the first 10 people who tail that slip, right? So it'll be a race to see who those first 10 people are. All of us get 30% profit boosts on that entry. Now, I need to figure out more about this, right? I need to figure out more. If this is on every single slip and the first 10 people are getting 30% profit boost on every single entry, that literally makes like it's insane. It increases the positive EV percentage, obviously, on every single slip by a lot. I believe that's like a 7.5x or like an 8x, something around there. It's nuts. A 30% profit boost on every single Underdog slip is actually nuts. And I wouldn't be able to play it this way, but technically you would be able to take way more props, because instead of having that threshold of like, you know, the implied odds would essentially come down a lot. That's what I'm saying. I don't think that there has to be a limit. Am I able to see this yet? Like, is this like, should this be in my app right now? I didn't even think to check, because I don't know if it's just like anything that I post or if it's specific ones. Like, I'm really not sure. And I don't know where I would find that. Because it's not like listed by like streaks or anything. Let me see. If I were to share a slip, maybe would it show up? I'm trying to figure out more about it. I don't know if Underdog posted anything else about it yesterday, but I'm sure a lot of people have questions. Maybe I need to update it. Oh, maybe that's what it is. But like, think about how crazy that is to have that much of a boost. A 30% boost on every single slip. Now, obviously, it would have to be the first 10 people. Let's see. Underdog. I don't have an update, though. Should we try this? Should we try it out on something? Yeah, we're about to check out better. Well, I'm trying to figure that out. I'm trying to see if it's here. Because if I just go share a slip... Okay, so once I place them on my phone, I have to place them on my phone, it looks like it says. I think. Because if I go here and try to share this, what is it going to say? Let me just see. Yeah. It doesn't work that way. Okay, so let me try this, okay? Let's build out an Underdog slip real quick. We'll come back to prize picks because there's clearly more value here. Okay. You need another prize picks play? Go take Igor Diamen over 15.5 points and assists. All right. Let's go to Underdog. Bro, Tucker DeVries has 0 points right now for the slip that we put in, and it's already 10 minutes into the game. Dude better start balling. All right, we're going to go to Underdog, and let's try and get in a slip, okay? We're just testing this out. So if you're in the Dub Club, be ready, okay? We're going to test this out together. All right, let's go take first leg here. So what I'm saying is don't build out the slip with me right now. If you're in the Dub Club, don't build out the slip. Just wait till I post, and then click the link, and let's try and tail it, okay? If you are not in the Dub Club, then definitely just put the slip in as I'm going, okay? So first leg here we're going to take is going to be TK Simpkins for college basketball. All right, he's on Oregon, or Takai Simpkins. It looks like they have it as. Never mind, they bumped his prop, okay? All right, let's go take Jalen Smith. Okay, Jalen Smith. We're going to take the under 23.5 PRA. All right, under 23.5 PRA. Then we're going to go take Yusuf Nurkic. We're going to go under 25.5 PRA. And then lastly, we are going to take Jaren. No, we can't. We're not going to double down like that. Let's go take LaMelo Ball over 24.5 points and rebounds. All right, we're going to run this as a a 3-leg 6x entry, okay? I'm going to try and put this in, okay? Let me see what it says. It says I can share it, okay? Let me send it out and see if this works. Okay. Going to send this out right now. Underdog 6x, half a unit. It didn't pull up anything special, though. So I'm a little confused. All right, I posted it. So if you're in the Dub Club, go click that link and let's see what happens. I don't know how I could do this. I don't understand how this works. We just did Underdog right now. I don't have an update for the app. Just let me know if you guys see it. Okay, you tailed from the link. So it says that once we get... Not on Discord? No, I posted it to the Discord. When I say posted to Dub Club, it sends it out to the Discord. So after one person copies your picks, both of your entries unlock a 20% profit boost. But like this little thing right here, I never saw that pull up. I never saw this. The little squad boost. I'm trying to figure this out, dude. You don't think they've dropped yet? Does it say on the video that it hasn't dropped yet? Tucker DeVries just hit 2 threes, so that's clutch. Why do I feel like we have him for under 3 somewhere, though? Where on the Discord? In the official Slips channel. The normal channel. So maybe this hasn't dropped yet? Okay, whatever. I'm not going to spend too much time thinking about it. Wait. One of the slips I tailed... Bro, what? Somebody in the mod channel said that they have it. Sean has it on his. Why don't I have that on mine? Do they just not? Bro, what? So it's apparently out. Some people have it. But is it on certain accounts? Similar to how like certain people don't have streaks anymore? That's ridiculous. All right, let's just fire away some underdog slips. Go Rays. That's ridiculous if certain people have it. But that would also like probably screw them for somebody like me, because obviously whatever link I send, there's going to be at least 10 people that try and tail it. So all of my slips would be boosted to 30%. See? Okay, so you have the squad boost. Somebody else has it as well. It could be a state-to-state thing. I don't understand that, though. Oh. So it should drop today. Peak hours. Really? Okay. Weird. Interesting. Cool. All right, let's just fire away some underdog slips then. For now. Okay. Let's go down here. All right. I also have an all-NBA profit boost. Just ready to go. Okay, let's go ahead and do a new slip here on Underdog. Okay, Yusuf Nurkic Wait, we just put this out. Hold on. Let me update this. It's throwing me off trying to submit slips on my thing. So I have 2 mods that have the link thing, but I don't. That is ridiculous, I must say. And then what do we take here? LaMelo. The squad boost worked for you. Did you tail my slip, or are you talking about one of the other ones? Because mine's still not showing any sort of boost. It's so weird. All right, let's go ahead and start this off. We're going to take Jokic over 20.5 rebounds and assists. Okay, over 20.5 rebounds and assists for Jokic. Then let's go take Jaren Jackson Jr. under 23.5 PRA. We're going to go take Okongwu. We're going to go over 1.5 threes for Okongwu. Then we're going to take Con Kneppel over 23.5 points and rebounds. And then we're going to take... let's go take Desmond Bane over 23.5 points and assists. And then finally, let's take Drew Holiday over 23.5 PRA. That's all NBA, right? I'm going to use my profit boost here. You guys can use it as well if you have one. All right, so Jokic over 20.5 rebounds and assists. Then we are taking Jaren Jackson Jr. under 23.5 PRA. We've got Okongwu over 1.5 3-pointers made. Then we have Con Kneppel over 23.5 points and rebounds. Desmond Bane over 23.5 points and assists. And then Drew Holiday over 23.5 PRA. .84% positive EV. Let's go. Is Sleeper doing an NBA boost? I'm not sure. Not quite sure. Brazil's at 2 rebounds. Perkins is still at 5 points. Yeah, I guess maybe it's for certain accounts. I don't really know how that profit boost is working at the moment. The picks get sent out over in the Discord, guys. All right, let's go ahead and keep it moving. I'm going to go back to prize picks. Let's go back to prize picks. We're going to go pre-match. Let's get 3 data points. Take out college basketball and esports. Also take out fantasy score. All right, let's build out another 5-leg. Okay, so let's go ahead. We're going to take Jarrett Allen over 25.5 PRA. All right, and then let's go take... See, I didn't log one of these slips. We already took Claxton and Grant. All right, let's go take De'Aaron Fox over 27.5 PRA. We're going to take Mark Williams over 10.5 points. Then we are going to take Najee Marshall under 3.5 assists. And then let's wrap it up with Chet Holmgren over 27.5 points and rebounds, which they've bumped. So instead, let's go take GG Jackson under 20.5 points and rebounds. All right, so that's going to be another 10x on prize picks. Did I use the profit boost? Yes, I did. The all NBA one. All right, first leg there, we've got Jarrett Allen over 25.5 PRA. Then we have De'Aaron Fox over 27.5 PRA. We've got Mark Williams over 10.5 points. Najee Marshall under 3.5 assists. And then GG Jackson under 20.5 points and rebounds. All right, that's a 2.65% positive EV play. All right, what should we do now? We could probably squeeze out another prize pick slip. Might need to just go over to better. Let me see. Do we have any new boosts on Sleeper? We do not. Okay. Do I have any straights unless we roll? Not yet. I'm going to get in some either today or tomorrow. You use the link and it says squad boost next to it. For my slip, is that what you're talking about? I don't understand why you guys would have a squad boost and it doesn't show up for me. That's what I'm confused about. Not that you guys shouldn't be getting the boost, but why would it not also show up if the whole point of it is supposed to give everybody a boost? That's just so odd to me. I don't know. Okay, let me check. Do we have any boosts on Novig for today? Okay, we've got college basketball PRA. Interesting. Okay. College basketball, let's go ahead and try and boost this first. We'll see what we can come up with. Perkins better start hitting his three-pointers, dude. Brazil's fine right now. He's on pace. He's at 3 rebounds. Okay. We are doing the college basketball boost. Okay. College basketball boost on Novig. If you guys are not on Novig, you can sign up with code Trident if you would like. Alrighty. Let's go ahead and get something in here. I don't see any profit boosts available on Sleeper, so probably not. Okay, let me get something in here for college basketball. Okay. Now you guys want to do this. Hold on. All right. First leg here. Let's go take. Gosh, we have like nothing available here that I like. Let's go take the under 143.5 for the Citadel game. Why is that not pulling up? Okay, what time is this? 2 p.m. Citadel. Where's Citadel at? Let's see. Am I blind? There we go. Okay. The Citadel versus Chattanooga, under 143.5 at -132. Then we're going to go to the Texas game versus Ole Miss. And let's go ahead and snag the... Where's the Texas game? It's also supposed to be at 2. Is it up here? Ole Miss and Texas. Let's go take Ole Miss plus 11.5. They bumped that one, so never mind. Keep the first leg in there, though. Let's go take... what do I want to do here? Let's go take the over in the Detroit Mercy game versus Green Bay. All right, that one's also at 2. Let's see, Detroit Mercy versus Green Bay. There we go. Let's go take the over 145.5 at -134. That's fine. And then finally, let's go take the... Can we go take Cal Baptist? I don't know if that's going to get us to where we need to be for the minimum odds. It's at 8 p.m. though. Cal Baptist -475. Is that enough? Oh, that's brutal. We got to be at +300. Okay. Let's go ahead and just take this other prop. I know there's a lot of liquidity on it, but we're going to go to the 3 p.m. game, Eastern time. Ball State versus UL Monroe. Ball State versus UL Monroe. And we're going to take the +4.5 for UL Monroe. That should get us there, right? Yeah. Cool. All right, so $25 there pays out 143. It's a good little 3-leg. Boosts it to +475. this posted. Big. All right, so that's for the college basketball boost. And then I believe we have one for NBA PRA. So PRA only props, which is fine. It's cool. What are the details here? Let me check on the details on this real quick. Yeah, we really need Perkins to freaking make some baskets here in the last 3 minutes of the first half. Or else we are not going to be looking too hot, I must say. All right, so $25 max, 25% boost, 3 legs plus 300 or longer. Only on points, rebounds, and assists. Okay. That's cool. That's fine. We should be able to find value here. It's interesting. I don't know if I've seen that before. Only PRA. Okay, maybe we're not going to be able to do that just yet. Snap. All right, we might have to come back to that later. All right, let's go to better. We haven't gone to better yet. Even though, let me check. We might have some good sharp money to get on something. Let's see, college basketball. All right, so unfortunately, I'm going to have to do this on my phone since Better has just been tweaking lately. So I'm just going to have to walk through what I'm taking, and you guys are going to have to tail that way, unfortunately. So the first leg we're going to get in, we're on Better right now. So if you guys are not on Better yet, definitely get on. You can use code Trident, get some Better bucks when you sign up. First leg we're going to take here is going to be Anthony Black. We're going to go with over 8.5 rebounds and assists. Then the second leg we're going to take will be, let's go over to college basketball. We're going to take Marcus Hill on Texas A&M. We're going to go over 10.5 points there. And then we're going to go over to Michigan State. We're going to go take Cohen Carr under 5.5 rebounds. Then we're going to go back to the NBA. We're going to take Ty Jerome over 20.5 points and assists. It looks like they bumped that, so we're not going to take that. We're going to take Tyrese Maxey under 11 rebounds and assists. And then the last leg there, we're going to snag Desmond Bane for under 8.5 rebounds and assists. All right, so we're going to flex that. It'll pay out 10x our money. Once again, we are taking Anthony Black over 8.5 rebounds and assists. We're taking Desmond Bane under 8.5 rebounds and assists. Then we've got Marcus Hill over 10.5 points. Then we have Cohen Carr under 5.5 rebounds. And then finally, we are taking Tyrese Maxey under 11 rebounds and assists. Someone asked, why don't you look at data and matchups? You only look at bumps. Not looking at bumps exactly. What I am doing is understanding that the sports books, right? These companies that are multi-billion-dollar companies, DraftKings, FanDuel, BetMGM, all these guys, right? There's a reason why they stay at the top, okay? Because everyone wants to approach them in the same exact fashion. They want to say, hey, who's going to do well tonight? You know, let me look at the matchups. Let me look at the last 5. Let me see how they've been performing, right? That's what everyone wants to do. And for that reason, these books are able to make a lot of money. So what I've done and what I love doing is taking this standpoint and this strategy known as positive EV, okay? Positive expected value. And all that is essentially taking the side of the sports books, understanding that their knowledge is supreme, right? And they have all of the information that I could possibly need, right? All of the things that you think that you can manipulate and determine as information that'll help a certain player or you know, harm a certain player in terms of how their performance goes. All of that stuff has already been considered and taken into account when these sportsbook make their lines, okay? So what I do is I leverage the information that they have. I leverage their data and their lines that are already there for you. and I find the mispriced lines or the line discrepancies. So that's all it is. So instead of making my life more difficult by trying to decipher how a certain player is going to perform based off of previous performances that have no impact whatsoever on the game that happens tonight, all I'm doing is taking the side of the sports books because, there's a reason why there's the saying, house always wins, okay? Take their side, leverage their data to your advantage, and you make money. Because at the end of the day, you're going to have a positive ROI long term by doing that. Okay? Yeah, totally fine. I know a lot of people are curious about it, and it's totally acceptable because 98% of people go about making money on sports in the exact same fashion. And there's a reason why most of those people are losing long term. All right, let's go ahead and just fire off another better slip. We've got value here, so we're just going to keep it moving. Let's start off first leg here with Cason Wallace, under 3.5 assists. Cason Wallace, under 3.5 assists as our first leg. We've got some sharp money coming in on that. Let's go ahead and take Alperen Şengün over 5 assists. All right. Now let's go take Paolo Banchero over 4.5 assists as well. And then let's take Alex Sarr for the Wizards. We're going to go over 9.5 rebounds and assists. And then for the last leg here, we are going to take Moussa Diabate on the Hornets. And we are going to take his over rebounds at 9.5. Okay. Uh-oh. Something got removed. Hold on. Okay. Alperen Şengün got removed, so we need one more prop. Let's take James Harden over 7.5 assists. Is tonight his debut? I think it's his debut, right? All right, so once again, we are taking Cason Wallace under 3.5 assists. We've got Paolo Banchero over 4.5 assists. Alex Sarr over 9.5 rebounds and assists. Then we are going to take... hold up. Then we've got that fourth leg, which is going to be Moussa Diabate over 9.5 rebounds. And then finally, James Harden over 7.5 assists. Okay. Yeah, Harden is debuting. Okay, cool. All right, so get that in. 5-pick flex on Better. Remember, do not tail these anywhere else, okay? Don't go take these on FanDuel or DraftKings. You're not going to get the same payout, and yes, that does matter, okay? It's not all about just wins and losses. Everyone obsesses over the outcome. You guys need to obsess over the price at which you are getting these props, okay? Let me do a quick little check on our slip for college basketball. Going to have a little bit of a challenge, I will say. Perkins only got 5 points in the first half. Only shot the ball 4 times. So we're going to need him to pop off in the second half. It's a close game versus Georgetown. Maybe you get some overtime there. Villanova is also the favorite, and they're currently down 3 points. Brazil's at 3, which is fine. We have his over 6.5 rebounds. It's okay. All right, let's fire away on Better. Once again, okay? Let's go to college basketball. All right, first leg here, college basketball. We are going to take Tunde on Baylor. Tunde Yesifo. I don't know how you pronounce that. Tunde on Baylor. We're taking the under 16.5 points as our first leg there. Let's go grab Wendell Carter Jr. for under 8 rebounds. Okay. We're also going to take Cason Wallace for over 1.5 threes. Fourth leg, let's take Jalen Johnson over 22.5 points. I'm sure tonight will be the night that he goes under that line, since it feels like Every time I'm on his under, he goes for a 30-point triple-double. But anyways, Jalen Johnson over 22.5 points. And then finally, we're going to take Brandon Miller over 4.5. You know what? I don't really like that matchup there. Hold on. Let me think about this. Let's go take, instead of Brandon Miller, let's go to the college basketball prop and take Urban Clavzar on Florida over 10.5 points. Okay. So that's a 10x on better. Okay. Once again, we are taking Tunde on Baylor under 16.5 points. Then we have Wendell Carter Jr. under 8 rebounds. Cason Wallace, we're going over 1.5 3-pointers made for Cason Wallace. Then we have Jalen Johnson over points. Okay. Jalen Johnson over points. That's at 22.5. And then the final leg there, we're taking Clavzar, Urban Clavzar on Florida over 10.5 points. Everyone get that? That's going to be a 6.53% positive EV slip. Beautiful value there. Okay. What's a good prop on Sleeper? Probably nothing, honestly. But let me check. I'll check for you. Yeah, nothing. You really don't have anything over there at the moment. You definitely want to have a couple data points to go off of. And there's just nothing. I mean, unless you want to go take Wembanyama over half a double-double. Pretty much getting the best price there on that. Anything on pick 6? Let's see. Let's check for NBA. Yeah, there's a little bit there. Definitely a little bit. You want to take those top 3 props? A little bit of correlation here with the Rockets under. Those 3 unders are decent. I always kind of look in the yellow area as well when it comes to pick 6 because it is still taking into account the DraftKings like data point when it probably shouldn't. But maybe that's just me. It looks like Şengün already got bumped there. But you could still take Tari Eason. Then, let me see. Is Desmond Bane available there? Desmond's still up at 29.5. But then, see, you could go take Al Horford at that 17.5 line on the over. That's probably what I would do. I would run those 3. So Bane, Eason, and Horford. Okay. See what I mean? How like DraftKings obviously has a lower line here than these other data points. Like, yet I would still run that in a 3-pick. Especially if you have like a profit boost of some sort. I know they give out a ton. I would definitely take advantage of that. All right, let's see. What do we got here on Prize Picks still? Do we have anything on Prize Picks? Once I take out these props, though, probably not. Yeah, I'll check Underdog again in a second. Okay, let's try to build out another Prize Pick slip. I think we might be able to get this in. Let's go first leg. Let's go take Hartenstein, Isaiah Hartenstein, over 11.5. Oh, just kidding. They bumped that or blocked it or whatever. There's a lot of whole number props. Okay, maybe we don't. Let's go to Underdog. Let's go to Underdog and see what we can get in here. Okay, we should be able to get in this. All right, let's go first leg here. Let's go take Tari Eason under 1.5 steals. Hello. Does Underdog want to cooperate? What just happened, dude? Oh, my keyboard was dead. Let's see if we can get this in real quick before I have to plug it in. All right, Tari Eason under 1.5 steals. Let's go take Kevin Durant over points and rebounds at 28.5. Okay, let's go take let's go take Michael Porter Jr. under 33. All right, my freaking thing died. Hold on. Give me a second here. Figure this out. All right. Give me a second. The next prop is Michael Porter Jr. under 33.5 PR or points and rebounds. Let's get this plugged in so we're good to go. Cool. All right, Michael Porter Jr. under 33.5 points and rebounds. Okay. Then we will go take Tristan da Silva on the Magic under 13.5 PRA. Then we're going to go over to the North Carolina game versus Duke. Seth Trimble under 12.5 points. And then finally, let's go with Dylan Brooks over 25.5 PRA. Is this still available? No, it's not. Cool. All right, lock that in. First leg, Tari Eason under 1.5 steals. Then we have Kevin Durant over 28.5 points and rebounds. We've got Michael Porter Jr. under 33.5 points and rebounds. And we have Tristan da Silva under 13.5 PRA. We're taking Seth Trimble under 12.5 points. And then we have Dylan Brooks over 25.5 PRA. Make sure you get that in. Let's see, Michael Porter Jr., Durant, and Tari Eason. It's an 11.8% positive EV slip. Wonderful. Cashed me last night with the play. Awesome. I love it when I get some feedback from you guys as far as who's tailing what. It's always a good sign. Can I look at Dabble? Sure. Look at Dabble. Got a little bit here. Those three are pretty good right there. Let me see if I can pull that up. Dabble pretty much has been removing props, like removing certain markets from me for whatever reason. I can't see certain markets, and then I'm freaking limited to like nothing. It blows, and like for whatever reason, I can't get a hold of their like team, because usually with these other apps, I'm able to say like, hey, can we work out something in our partnership or affiliate stuff that I can not have these ridiculous limits, so that way I can still pump out plays on social media, because nobody wants to see a slip that is freaking submitted for 73 cents, right? Those three are still available on the board. We've already played Claxon under 7.5. I got to figure out which slip it was so I can edit this, but that's still a pretty good 3-leg there. I wouldn't put it, if you have smaller bankrolls, I wouldn't recommend doing that. Having the double exposure if you don't want to. Okay. But that is a decent prop to have. Very much full agreement by the entire market right now. Same thing with that Nickeil Alexander prop. All right, do we have any questions, guys? Any questions at all? I don't know how it is up north. I don't know if it's still cold up there, but right now it is beautiful outside. Absolutely beautiful. All right, we pretty much have freaking tackled all the value right now on the board. I would love for Sleeper to drop an NBA boost. Should I just go tag them on Twitter? Say, you guys want to drop a boost for us? They probably would. I think their admin's pretty cool. But it is only 1 o'clock. So, like, we have those 2 games at 3 for NBA at least. And then we've got a ton of games after that tonight. So I'll have a ton more slips. I will say this, guys. Before we hop off stream, quick question. Do I do FanDuel too or just Sleeper? So I can show you how to do FanDuel in terms of using like the right tools. I don't use FanDuel because I'm not in a state where FanDuel is legal, unfortunately. Even though if I was, I would take them for all of their money because I cannot stand how much value there is on FanDuel. Anyways, before I end stream, okay, I'm going to drop that link that I mentioned earlier, okay? So if you are somebody who does want to get in all of the rest of the slips for today, this is a free link that you can click, and it's free access to the Discord and the Dub Club. So you get access to all the slips. All right, let me go ahead and put it in the chat over on wherever, okay? If you're watching on Twitch and YouTube, you should be able to see that in the chat, I think. If I'm right, I think. And if you have any other questions, please let me know real quick before we head on out. Let me know if we've got any questions in the chat at all. Okay. Any questions in the chat? I'll try to answer them real quick. All right, so if you're on TikTok, there's that link. If you're on Twitch or YouTube, it should be in the chat. And if you're on Twitter watching right now, that is already available on my profile. Right here. It's the latest thing that's up, okay? FanDuel is sharper near tip-off time for props. Yes, I would agree. I would agree with that. So, like I said, guys, the link that I just sent out is for free access to everything if you guys want to go check out all the rest of the slips that I end up posting today. I do appreciate everyone who has spent their Saturday afternoon in here. It's pretty awesome. I appreciate you guys for being here. If you have not already followed wherever you're watching right now, please do so. I would greatly appreciate it. And I think we might be live tomorrow. It's obviously a Sunday. There's going to be limited time in the day before the Super Bowl. But if I'm able to go live for even 30 minutes, I think a lot of you guys might appreciate that if we just like specifically go over some Super Bowl plays. So I'll do my best to try and go live then. I should be back on my normal account for all of you guys who are on TikTok right now. If you want to go follow the main account, that's where I should be live tomorrow. That's when my ban is my ban is over. And yeah, that's about it, guys. So hopefully we cash tonight. Hopefully our sleeper slip comes through, and hopefully we have some good variants tonight. Cash out. So I appreciate you guys for being here. I will see you guys either tomorrow or on Monday. All right. Peace out.